drugs at 12 with my mum. And then I'd get back to the UK and it would be back into your second-hand clothes. And I'd quickly realised that my life in Paris and my life in the UK, they must never know about each other. My mum grew up in France with two parents who were very loving but didn't know how to give her their time. So I think my mum needed time and contact, but they just gave her
listening to
they were
Prime
quite
Definition.
wealthy.
Prime
And they just,
Definition.
You know, at 18,
Prime
they gave her a
Definition.
lump sum of
Prime
money.
Definition.
She went and spent the whole lot on clothes and Yves Saint Laurent. She got a food disorder. She was very thin. It was the 60s. She was like a model. She had a Faye Dunaway nose job. So she was troubled herself, right? And my dad tried to help fix her, but it just wasn't going to work, and she ran off with someone else, having had several affairs and everything. And my dad was broken-hearted, absolutely broken-hearted. And the courts in the UK, because I was born in the UK and had been brought up here, gave my granny and my dad custody, which was so rare. But I did go and see her in the holidays, but that was...
What do you mean?
Well, quite crazy. She'd go out with me, like in a floor-length electric blue coat, and we'd get out, and then she'd go like that to someone, and I'd think...
She'd flash
oh my
them.
God, she's naked. Yes. Like she'd be naked underneath her coat, and she'd flash someone. She'd think it was hilarious. And I'd just be like, oh God, somebody please, like, make the world disappear. But at times, it's really hard to explain, but I loved my mother. Like, I really wanted her to pull some mummy business out the bag. Like, I was like, come on, you can do this. And sometimes she'd give me a hug and I'd think, oh my God, this is it. Like, this is what it feels like to be hugged by mother. But then at other times you'd be reading her, right? It'd be like, well, I've got to be a sweet little girl. Oh no, I'm going to have to take care of you. Or like, now I have to be really good fun. I need to entertain you. It was always wearing 1,000 different hats to see how she was going. And my granny used to say to me, when we did start talking about it when I was older, she said we'd have to, like, kind of, it would be funny for a month when you came back from France. You'd be a little bit on edge, and we'd have to just really get you back into your favourite foods, a routine at bedtime, safety, reground me. So when I say I'm half nun, half wild child, it's because of that life that I've had, like drugs at 12 with my mum. Like,
You were doing drugs with
yeah,
your mum?
like smoking weed at 12, coke at 15, 14
With your
even.
mum?
I did coke with my mum at 15. I did it with my sister at 14. You know, it was like, there was no, and then I'd get back to the UK and it would be back into your second-hand clothes and sort of safe, small life, like simple. My life was very simple. I mean, I say second-hand clothes just to give you an idea. I was in my granddad's jumper and an old pair of jeans, and I get to Paris and they go, what are you wearing? Here's loads of money. Go and buy some posh loafers and get your hair done. And I'm 12, like I look like a proper Lolita. But I'd quickly realised that my life in Paris and my life in the UK, they must never know about each other. Because if they knew in the UK about my life in Paris, they wouldn't let me see my mum. And I didn't care how mad she was. I still wanted to see her.